So our route to Socrata was quite interesting. The thing that's really important to us is that the data platform isn't owned by the council. It's not owned by any one agency, it's actually owned by the city. So the local BathHacked, the organisation, are the customer. So our engagement from that came where after our first hack, after our first sort of civic event around open data, we realised that people have been spending far more of their time than we'd have liked cleaning up data, making it sensible, rather than actually building interesting things with it. And that was where the idea to come up with why haven't we got a data store was the line we got from the community. And that was where they sort of started the conversation. Right at the beginning of the programme, a local social media site responded to conversations about two particular issues that were of particular relevance to local mums in the area. The first was around how to find local school places and understand education results in a local school and understand actually how likely is it my child will get into this particular school, what are the entry criteria. So they started sourcing open data in order to answer that, and then as BathHacked matured they then pushed us quite heavily to get out the information around public toilets, because what particularly expectant mothers want very much is to know what loos there are, and when you've got a little one in a pram, you need to know pretty urgently where the baby changing facilities are as well. So I think for us the real message there was there's real value in us putting time into releasing data when you've got someone knocking on your door saying, hey, here's a problem I can fix with it. I think there was a real understanding straight out the box that this was a small community organisation, this wasn't big government doing big procurement, and the ability to be a bit flexible and sort of really understand this was a grassroots thing was probably one of the key things behind it. I think we offer a very different model in that very often big open data activity can be the purview of really large cities. I'd hope what we can show is that for a relatively small area with a relatively little amount of money but with a lot of enthusiastic people, you can achieve such a massive amount. I learned what an API was for the first time when I got involved with BathHacked. Didn't have, my background's in research, didn't have a clue. And it's the API functionality I think that really helps drive, say, that functionality sat behind the Visit Bath website. Huge numbers of tourists come through the city a year, about 4 million overnight stays. A lot of those are using the data powered by BathHacked to understand where to park, how to get around. So tourism in one of the UK's biggest tourist destinations is being powered in part by the BathHacked site.